Now, Wisconsin Republican Sean Duffy recently announced his resignation from the House of Representatives. Now, originally it was reported that he was stepping down to spend time with his family. Now, no, look, normally my BS detector kind of goes off every time that happens because they either seem to have some sort of, I don't know, scandal that happens to be brewing, or they want to make money to becoming a lobbyist. I'm going to spend time with my family named Goldman Sachs. Well, in this case, none of those things are true. Well, that's interesting. Um, Now, in fact, he's actually stepping down to care for his ninth child. He's got 8 kids right now. That's a lot of children. And his wife is due to give birth to their ninth fairly soon. Okay. Hey, you know what? No problem with that. In fact, that's kind of a good thing to do. You know, him stepping down, take care of it. But why would he want to do that anyway, though? Well, it turns out his unborn child is going to have a serious heart condition. Now, look, I empathize. I feel for that. Um, hey, man, like that's awful. And hopefully she gets the best care imaginable. Because again, I mean, it's a child. Of course, you got to take care of it. And of course, they deserve health care because health care is a human right. So now, again, uh, nothing wrong there. Now, here comes a little bit of hypocrisy, right? And that's, of course, how they make sure that she is going to get covered in insurance. Now, he explained to Fox News earlier that former members of Congress don't get health insurance for life, and so he says, "Well, I'm going to get Cobra, right?" So now, this is utilizing a 1985 law that allows people to stay on their employer's health plan at their own expense for up to about 18 months after leaving a job. So now he's going to tell Fox News that we pay the full boat for that so we can transition, and with the condition of the baby, we have that complete coverage. Okay. Hey, again, not a problem with that, right? But he also says, I had to look at it and make sure that with open heart surgery, we had coverage to make sure that, we could pay for that and we have that worked out. So thank God that's not a consideration as we look to the birth. Now, again, perfectly fine, right? Hey, great. You have insurance uh, and she has a pre-existing condition. Well, now that's where the hypocrisy comes into play, right? Now, currently, pre-existing conditions like her heart condition are covered through Obamacare, the ACA. That the very same ACA that Representative Sean Duffy voted to kill on multiple occasions. Now, again, I want that baby covered. I want every American covered, regardless of whether you're, a newborn baby or a 17-year-old, an 18-year-old, 26. I don't care. Healthcare is a human right. And by the way, I got to point out, unlike most Americans, he can actually afford Cobra coverage. Look, I tried getting that before. 100% unaffordable, insane amount of money. But he had a congressional salary. He's doing pretty well for himself. And so he can afford it. And he can afford to have something with those pre existing conditions, protections, thanks to Obamacare. But see, here's the thing about a lot of Republicans, and I can't say all of them, but a lot of Republicans that think, hey, man, look, it doesn't affect me, then I don't care. But if it affects me, well, suddenly I care a whole lot about it. And the hypocrisy of Sean Duffy is that he is now counting on the very thing that he has spent years of his congressional career railing against. It's almost as if, hey, no, it sucks that you could have that. I don't want you to have it. But when it comes to me, well, of course, I need it. I need it. I need these protections. My baby needs these protections. But what about someone else's baby that also needs the same protections? Oh no, we don't care about that. Now let me give you his some of his recent, well, maybe not recent votes, one of them at least. But here's some of his votes on the issue. Now let's go back to when he was a candidate. Duffy promised to protect insurance coverage for those with pre-existing conditions. Okay, that's good, right? Uh, and also would not back any repeal of the ACA that did not include a replacement with comparable protections. Now, in reality, here's what happened. And this is according to a 2011 PolitiFact examination of Duffy's vote. Basically, he voted to repeal the ACA without a replacement. Oops. That was just after 2010, after his election. Yikes. Now, PolitiFact dubbed this a full flop. Well, no kidding. During his 8 years in Congress, Duffy also reportedly voted to repeal the ACA and undermine the pre-existing conditions protections. Now, he also voted for Trump Care in 2017, which would have made insurance coverage significantly less affordable with those with pre-existing conditions. And back in May, he voted against the Protecting Americans with Pre-Existing Conditions Act of 2019. But now, he's going to rely on those protections for his newborn daughter. Again, she deserves those protections, as does everyone else. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, look, how can you, as a person, vote against those or justify voting against those protections? Just even thinking about it, right? Even before you're in that situation and you think, no, there are just people out there that don't deserve health and affordable health insurance. You just don't. Or you don't deserve health care, period. But wait a minute. I mean, that's a horrible position to take. Why would you ever believe that? What could harden your heart so much to where you believe that that healthcare isn't a human right, unless, of course, you are personally impacted? I'll never understand these people. I just never understand these people. This is why I say that these politicians have no core values, except for, hey, what's in it for me? It's selfishness, man. This is why you can't trust these elected officials, a lot of these Republicans, on healthcare or basically any other issue. Because in reality, they turned out to be complete and utter hypocrites of the highest order. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a patreon.com/TYTNation set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.